I'm back for Dust2S's ongoing coverage of IEM Cologne 2023, and I'm here with Frozen, coming off of a complete smashing of NIP. So, in honor of that smashing, I wanted to ask you to start things off. It seemed like the team could do no wrong. It seemed like you have not taken a misstep. Torji has not taken a misstep. The team looks so much improved since we've seen you in Dallas and the finals. I first want to ask you about the NIP game. What went right? Was there just some MOUZ magic in there and everything went perfect?
I think it was a bit of everything, to be honest. I think, calling was great, team play was great, comms were very good. And I think we just kept it calm no matter what, even though I think we almost kind of let them come back to the game a bit. But I think we just never put the foot off the gas and we just kept going.
Mm-hmm. And foot on the gas indeed. In terms of I think everyone sort of has this conception that as soon as Siuhy rejoined the team, it'd be gangbusters from the get-go. One thing I find interesting though is every single player on the team, with the exception of you, has played with Siuhy before. So how does it feel to now be under his leadership for the first official, as opposed to your MOUZ NXT teammates?
I mean, as you said, I didn't play with Siuhy yet, but I'm just getting used to it, It's our first big tournament together. I mean, today was basically first official we played, and just, trying to get used to him, the way he calls, the way he, moves his play around and how he uses them, so, yeah.
And, with that in mind, too, it's still, of course, very early days, but how does his leadership differ from the leadership of your previous IGL, Dexter?
There is some similarities, but I think with Siuhy is he's a bit more, I would say, loose, so to say, with the style of calling, because obviously we have it also depends on the map, right? But I think on some maps he's very direct with the calling. On some maps we have it kind of free, and we see what's up, see what we can work with. But for example, Inferno, I think he was just very direct, and we just did everything how we wanted.
And I think as well, when we last talked in Dallas, we were talking sort of about the similarities between your career trajectory and Imfat's career trajectory. And, I don't know if he'll join MOUZ Sports. And now he's joined MOUZ Sports. And I would have to say he's had a very strong debut. So what can you tell me about sort of his integration into the team structure?
Yeah, I think he's doing great, I think, obviously he's still 16 and still a lot of room to improve. But I think, first big tournament, I think he did pretty well.
Mm-hmm. And I think another, key highlight of this team so far in Cologne is the absolutely insane performance of Torji. What has changed? And it seems like, Torji's always been a very strong player on the team, but it seems like there's a night and day difference between the performances we've seen in Dallas, for example, and here, where he seems to be taking much more charge and acting much more like a aggressive star. Was that something intentional that was, worked on in the offseason?
I think it's more. I think it has more to do with just Siuhy coming in, and I think Adam Torji feels comfortable, and it just shows on his performance, right? He's confident. He's just comfortable with everything, every player around him. So, he's performing well.
Mm-hmm. And I wanted to also ask you about. Sort of the Dallas. Of course, the team's dropped replaced 2 players since Dallas. But for MOUZ, it's been quite a long time since they've gone to their most recent big finals. How important was that for the younger guys on the team to be able to go to their first big finals and sort of get over that mental hump?
I think it was great experience, even though it was our last tournament as the old lineup. But I think the experience, every single one. Is going to benefit from that for the future. I think, there was a lot to learn in that Dallas final, and I think next time we're going to do better.
And so, we may prove to be wrong here, but the press room seems to believe that your next match will be against Gamer Legion in the main stage, and you have quite a bit of time to prepare for it. So what are sort of the key objectives for the preparation for Gamer Legion?
If it's Gamer Legion, then obviously take a look how they play, see what maps we want to play, and I think most importantly, just be there actually mentally and individually when that day comes.
Mm-hmm. And then last question for you. So we're looking sort of at the history of MOUZ, and you've been with MOUZ Sports, MOUZ for an incredibly long time now, relative to your entire career. And I'm starting to sort of think about how we conceptualize this early days for Siuhy compared to previous other IGLs you've worked with at MOUZ. For example, with Kerrigan, how is sort of the mood in the team camp with Siuhy compared to when Kerrigan was in the team?
I think back then with Finn, actually the chemistry we had as a team was, I think it was pretty good. I think we had a lot of jokes. Obviously, there was some beefs to it as well, but I think it's hard to compare because it was obviously younger and older guys back then, and now it's just a group of young guys who could basically be our schoolmates. And yeah, I mean now we're just kind of full energy, and yeah, I think we just never stop basically with this kind of young age, to be honest.
So you are one of the youngest teams in Pro Counter-Strike right now. Is that something, is there something special to that in terms of how it works for your team?
I don't think so. I think we just wanna, even though we are the youngest, I think we just wanna prove that we can play and experience CS.
All right, thank you so much for your time, and see you guys in the main stage.
Thank you so much.
Yep. Thank